did just create another fair value gap. Yo, good morning, everyone. Market opens up in about 5 minutes. 4 minutes. Actually, 4 minutes. Let's see. I think there was red folder news today. Oh, there wasn't. Okay. Morning, Slayer. Hope you're having a good day. Happy Friday. Hoping we can get another good trade in this morning. Market's looking very bullish right now. Let's see on the 1 hour. 1 hour price came into discount on this move here. Came into discount here into this footprint. We have price pushing up, making higher highs and displacing with fair value gaps. I kind of wanted to see if price will come down to this 1 hour fair value gap, tap into the London high, and then see if we get an opportunity from there. But price is looking pretty bullish right now, especially after the massive war correction, right? This is pretty much the war correction from once all the Israel and Iran stuff that was happening. Oh my gosh, this is gonna go higher now, in respect to the fair value gap. Hopefully we can catch a trade today, but I'm not going to force anything. 1, because it's Friday. 2, yesterday was a bank holiday, and so today we're either going to get something pretty good where it kind of goes with the expansive move, or it might run without us. Yeah, it could run without me, and it could go and just start targeting all this external range liquidity. Are you? You're gonna market buy 1? I think I'm still gonna go light today, just because it's Friday. Friday's trades usually aren't that amazing. This hour chart looks great though. It's targeting the previous day high. Right now, it's tapping previous day high, so we'll see what it does here. There also could be a good shorting opportunity here. Since it's tapping that previous day high, we could see a flip. Look at the way it's reacting the previous day high. Starting to bounce off that thing. All right, market is open. So let's see what price does here. It tapped in the previous day high. It could reject off here a little bit, and I would really like to see it come down to my 1 hour fair value gap before we move to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised if we came back to the fair value gap and then pushed. Good morning, Kendra. Good morning. Okay. So today we're going to be patient and see what we get. I'm not going to force anything. That's like the most important thing, especially after taking a day off, right? Because of the federal holiday. One thing I found myself doing in the past is when I have a day off of trading, right? Or like Monday, we didn't take a single trade because it didn't give us a setup. And then Thursday we didn't get to trade because it was a holiday. And so when I have weeks like that where like I only get to trade 3 out of the 5 days, I feel like I need to trade on the last day of the week, right? Like I gotta get that trade in. I gotta get a green day in, another green day in on the week. But what I found is when I do that, it ends up hurting me more than helping me because I'm trying to force something to be on the charts rather than just reading it and being mechanical and disciplined. And so today, I'm not going to force anything. I'm going to see what we get, wait for that inversion, and then take proper risk. And yeah, hopefully we get a dub. But if we don't, oh well. If anything, what I'm seeing on the chart is that this is setting up to make next week very nice, and set up next week to have a clear bias and a clear trend, which will make hopefully next week much easier, as long as we don't get any freaking crazy news again with the war or something right? Like we could get some crazy news next week where the United States has now entered into helping Israel or something crazy, right? Or someone stepped into helping Iran, and that would cause the market to then go back into a weird state. But if it doesn't and it continues in this direction, we'd actually have a pretty clear bias to the upside. Especially if we can break like these highs to the left. This is basically the war correction, right? The weird war move. So if we can break above these and continue the momentum to the upside, like we'd have a very clear market going into next week, which would be really, it makes it much easier to trade at that point. Right now we're in this chop that we need to get out of. Again, price respect that 5-minute fair value gap and is now breaking above the previous day high, so it could just run without us today. So we're targeting the external range here. Price is disrespecting this bearish momentum now and targeting external range. And if it breaks above this and continues, then now it's going to be bullish. Where is, let's see, we also have the 5-minute orb here. Let's see. And it looks like price is breaking out of the 5-minute orb. So I mean, I'm not taking a trade based off this, but just like as like, oh, is it price going to go higher? The price is breaking out of that orb. And it looks like price is going to break and close outside of the orb. So it's looking very bullish, but we'll see. Yeah, so price just broke out of the orb on the 5-minute orb. Oh yeah, Yeah, look at that day candle. Oh my, look at this day candle. This day candle looks amazing. Massive wick down, breaking, tapping all these lows. Now pushing up to attack the external range liquidity. Yeah, this honestly just makes me excited for next week. We might not get a trade today, but next week this looks hopefully like it's setting up everything nicely. And hopefully next week we can finally catch a runner. That's what we need. Asia session had a crazy move yesterday, which is kind of surprising. Asia session had a big move. Yeah, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna start marking out some fair value gaps that are forming on this current time frame. We'll see if this fair value gap holds, but honestly though, I don't know if I would really want to take a short because this is clearly bullish, right? Like this is clearly going up. Like I don't want to fight against the current trend. And so if anything, I'd want to see this price correct a little bit and then give me a bullish inversion to continue price up. But I don't really feel comfortable taking a short against this current trend because it's very, very strong. Is that Nas? Yes, this is Nas Daddy. We're on the Nasdaq right now. We're trading M and Q, just so you know, Brandon. We're trading M and Q, not NQ, but still Nasdaq. I just like trading with micros rather than minis. We might not get a fair value gap here. We'll see. If we do get an inversion to the downside, I might open a very small position, like maybe 2 micros, maybe 3 micros. But I wouldn't want to do too big because I just don't want to have a loss on it because I'm just not super confident. But I think it's still smart to stick to your model, right? So if the model presents itself, we should relentlessly execute because price could reverse here and come back down to like London high or maybe even London low and previous day low. I don't really think we're going to come that far down. If anything, I think we'd stop at the 1 hour fair value gap here, but I don't even think we're getting a fair value gap actually. Yeah, nope, the fair value gap's not going to happen anymore. But yeah, I might execute just because something I've learned in the mentorship I took. He mentions like relentlessly executing on your model. That when you get your model, you execute because like your model's there for a reason. Don't overthink it. Just execute. And so now the thing that you can think about is how are you going to risk, right? Because if it's against the trend, the overall trend, clearly you're going to be having a big battle against the bulls. So it's less likely, your probability is lower that that trade will win. So lower your risk, right? So that's where you can think, but the model, you should just be mechanical and not even really think much about it. Oh my. All right. I don't know why, but my TikTok live stream is like restricted. I just got a notification. I guess the title I put is like bad. I put six-figure funded trader as the title of the live stream on TikTok, and it says it's like clickbait or something. Or they say you can't use certain, I don't know. I don't get it. All right, here we go. Maybe we can come down to that 1 hour fair value gap now. Or if anything, just come back down to the opening range, invert, and then continue a momentum to the upside. That'd be cool too. I would really like to get a bullish inversion, and we can then get an entry on our model that way. But I think if we did today, I'd take like an 8 micro position. I wouldn't go 15. I wonder how price will react to this fair value gap. We have that fair value gap. We have this slight 5-minute fair value gap, very small but still fair value gap, and then we got this guy down here. I will not, if we invert any of these fair value gaps, I will not be taking a short. I only take shorts with my model when it creates the fair value gap from market open candles, if that makes sense. But I would like to see how price reacts to these fair value gaps here, and just take note of them, and then we'll see if we get that reversal and inverse liquidity ILM, right? Inverse liquidity model, that's my model, and then get that entry, and we can hopefully catch a banger. Bro, I feel like you need to do you need the bigger Apex account size. You should do the no, when we get it for you, you should do the 300k. Dude, you could trade like big size on that, and you get a lot of you get wider drawdown. So like your drawdown on that account is 9k. Yeah. But then your profit you got to do to get funded is $12,000. But you would trade not the MNQ on that account. You would trade the NQ because you need to make the more money, like bigger money. Huh? I don't know. Those are probably like $60 an account. But dude, you could trade up to 35 MNQ. Or you could trade up to 35 NQ. Yeah. You could trade, it's like a big, I think you would like that better. When you're doing like $100. Yeah, well the thing with when you do the bigger account, right? Like you could take a $2,000 risk trade, but it wouldn't blow your account. You have 9k of drawdown. So you would have to lose like 4 or 5 times to blow your account. I've thought about like eventually going to the 300Ks after these 150Ks are funded and stuff, or 100Ks are funded. Because that would be like, yeah, you could trade the NQ then and not have to worry about it. All right, let's see if we get a fair value up here. Price is tapped into that 5-minute fair value gap, and we'll see how it reacts. Still a lot more time on this candle, but I would love it if we could form a bearish fair value gap, because then that would set us up for a potential ILM, which is my model, to then get an entry. So, or an inverse IFVG, inverse fair value gap. And that'd be great because not only did it create the fair value gap, but it created it inside the orb and at previous day high. So if we got an ILM, it's at a good liquidity zone, and then we can then target, right? If we go to the hour time frame, how it looks like it wants to target all this external range liquidity up here. Potentially we can do that today, but we'll see, because this hour candle actually doesn't look very good. If you look at that hour candle, that massive wick off previous day high and this external range liquidity, that doesn't look very good. So we'll see what we get. But it looks like we're going to get that fair value gap. Looks like I might get a couple fair value gaps if this is strong enough. What? Oh, you're talking about that? Oh yeah, the one on the 915 candle. Yeah. It almost inverted. I don't think it did, but it got very close. Yeah. Yeah, if this thing could make a fair value gap here, have a reaction off the fair value gap like that, and then invert, that'd be really good. You can have 20 of the 300K accounts, Zachary. That's $6 million you would be trading. Yeah, it is. I'm not taking this one though, because it's a fair value gap from outside of the New York session. So I'm waiting to see if we get a reversal here, is what I'm waiting for. We'll see if it inverts this. It might. 1 minute left. Let's see. Looks like we're getting this bearish fair value gap. Yeah, see, if this respects this fair value gap and then inverts that fair value gap above, that'd be really nice. Do you still trade Bitcoin? Yes. So I still have my Bitcoin position open. I still have all my Bitcoin, my XRP, my Solana. I still trade those. So here's my current Bitcoin position. It's a day time frame based position. There we go. Day time frame based position, and I'm doing more swing trading on Bitcoin, like so more swing style trades. We got Bitcoin. We have our, what is this? This is our ETH position. We have an ETH position here. I've moved stops up to these lows. Because if we break these lows, we're probably going to go a little bit lower. Ethereum. And then where's my XRP? And then I have an XRP position. But yeah, I'm still very much trading crypto. XRP, Ethereum, XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin are my live positions. I've been waiting for Solana to give me a setup, and I've been waiting for Sui to give me a setup. So those are kind of the 5 I trade: Sui, Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. They're kind of within the top 10 coins. And I'm not gonna get too degenerate when it comes to crypto trading, or like too much into the low cap coins, sticking to like kind of higher market cap coins, and then just swing trading those guys. All right, looks like we got a fair value gap here, and might get a second one, maybe. And it looks like we have a setup potentially for our model, so we'll see if we can get that, get an entry. But looks like we can get a setup here. What leverage do you use on these trades? What is our leverage? I think it's 20x. Bitcoin. Oh, yeah, 20x leverage. So XRP, I accidentally did 3x leverage. I usually like to do 20x leverage until we grow the account, because we're still doing the $501 million challenge. And as we grow the account and get higher capital, like say we got to 10K, my goal would be to get our margin down to like 10x. And then if we get really big size, hopefully get our margin down to like 5x. But currently when we have a small account size of $500, you need that leverage to kind of help you get the proper position sizes. So right now we're at 20x leverage. I'm probably not going to go above 20x ever, because one, your fees get a little bit higher, and two, I just don't like trading with super high leverage. I think 20x is like the max you should probably go. But I trade with stop losses and stuff anyway, so like I don't risk getting liquidated or anything like that. And when I use leverage like 20x, it allows me to have more capital efficiency where I can open more positions up. Like I wouldn't be able to open up 3 positions if I was only using 2x leverage. I would barely even be able to open up 1. It'd be a very small risk trade if I was doing 2x. Yeah, it allows me to open up more positions at once too. So, all right, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Price is coming down. We might see it tap into this 1 hour fair value gap, which is like what I would really like to see. But also this 1 hour candle is pretty nasty looking. Yeah, that's a massive wick. No, I still trade crypto. Who's that? Durkai. What's up, Durkai? Good morning. Hope you're having a great day. I still trade crypto, but I scalp and day trade Nasdaq. I more swing trade crypto. So we're still going to be covering crypto, and I'm still going to have the $501 million challenge, the copy trading and all that stuff. But it's just going to be a little bit slower trades because they're more swing trades, and trying to catch bigger moves rather than scalping Bitcoin, because I found scalping Bitcoin is really difficult and my model just wasn't working on it. But my model works really well on Nasdaq, and I've been trading Nasdaq. And if anybody's interested in trading Nasdaq, because I know a lot of my audience is crypto based, Hero FX down below in my description, you can use crypto to trade the Nasdaq. And I found I love it. I found it's been huge for me, and I actually have my account going right now. And you can buy an account for as little as $50, and that could be where like you start off. But you can trade Nasdaq, yeah, or you can paper trade Nasdaq with me too, and just kind of learn it, because I know it's a little different, but it's very consistent once you have a model that works. But still doing crypto. I haven't left crypto at all. I don't think I'll ever leave crypto. I love it. Maybe you should try using small alts where you can get bigger gains to grow the account fast. Slayer, it's really all the same. Like I could go to smaller alts, but it's not much different. Like you get the same opportunity and same profit. Yeah, it's not much different than going to small. The reason why I stay away from the smaller alts is because they're swayed by a lot more things rather than just price action, right? Like you can't just sway Bitcoin on a narrative on Twitter, right? A smaller alt, somebody could FUD some smaller altcoin, and because one rando says something, it could sway the price action of that smaller alt that I'm not paying attention to. Where Bitcoin, you're not. It takes a lot to sway the market on that, and it's more world based rather than just some rando on X. All right, looks like we got 2 fair value gaps above us now. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. 2 fair value gaps. We're gonna delete this guy. We even might have a third one here. We'll see if that one holds true. Small odds are very good for scalping. It's not safe to leave the trade for day. Yeah, and that's why I don't really want to do it, because if I'm not paying attention to that coin or like that community, right, and all of a sudden something happens, right, like the founder says something stupid, and I'm not paying attention, I can get wrecked because of some rando who says something, right? So that's why I kind of stick to the higher ones, like Solana. It'd take a lot to sway Solana. It would take a lot to sway XRP or Bitcoin or Ethereum. Sui is a little, that's why I kind of trade Sui, because Sui's a little lower cap, a little more volatile, but still somewhat stable compared to something like Jupe or Bonk or Pyth, like something very, very low all cap. I like Ondo. Yeah. I don't really know much about Ondo. I've heard it, but okay. So now depending on how this candle closes, we have 3 fair value gaps above us that'll potentially present an entry opportunity for us to take a position. So we're getting set up for it, and let's see if it actually gives it to us. I would kind of prefer price hits that 1 hour fair value gap before we invert, but there's also some other footprints down here, like this. I think this is considered a breaker block. Yeah. Yep. And we have this little consolidation that it's tapping into. Did it tap? Yep, it just tapped into this consolidation. So it could not go to the 1 hour. It could just stop kind of in this area and then push up from there. I think this is yeah, you have this breaker block here. There's a little unicorn right here, actually, technically. So zoom in here. I would love it if this fair value upheld, because that's like right there. We can keep it pretty tight. Stops probably down at this low here, and then hopefully can catch to at least 6 general range liquidity. So all right, 10 seconds. Looks like we're gonna get that fair value up. Let's go. All right, I'm probably not gonna be looking at chat right at the moment very much, just because I'm about to enter a position, and so I want to stay focused in on this, and then I'll get back to chat. So let's see in the next 5 minutes. Let's see if this one will invert this fair value gap and give us that opportunity. Exactly. It's not about the size, it's about the motion. Alright. Okay, this one's set up. You just draw. I just throw it on there. It's not like accurate. I just have it there ready so I can drag and drop it. Yeah. So that's how I like. You know how like I will prepare for it. I just will throw it up there, get it quickly. So then as it's doing it, I can quickly start setting everything up. Yeah. So all you do is like see the two little dots that show up when I hover over it. You just drag, so like drag that one down and then drag that one to the, and then if it goes up, you just drag it up a little bit and keep dragging it up, and then with your orders, you just follow it up as it inverts it until the candle closes, and then you. I don't think we're gonna invert this one right now. I think it's actually, it could, but it might push it a little lower first. All right, let's see what it says. What if there are two fair value gaps next to each other? Are you gonna wait to break both, or are you gonna take the trade on the first one? I'm gonna take the trade on the first one, right? So like, see how these are nearby? I don't care if it doesn't invert this guy. I just care if it inverts this guy, and I'll enter on that. The thing I would tell you though that I don't like about longs right now is that hour candle. I don't love that candle. That candle's nasty. And because this hour candle, I'll probably take even lighter risks. I might only take a 5 MNQ position today, because I don't like that hour candle. The hour candle that just closed, I don't like it. It's like looks nasty, like a big liquidity sweep to the downside. But we'll see. Yeah. The one that just closed, the previous candle. See that massive wick off the previous day high? Yeah, I don't love that. That kind of looks like it's just gonna consolidate then, like it's gonna go back into the range and then consolidate. But we can see potentially how it reacts to this fair value gap below us. Sometimes Slayer, what I do too, like, so see how we have this fair value up here. If we invert this guy, I'll open up a very small position of like 5 MNQ. But if we invert the next one, I could maybe add to my position. So I can say, okay, we inverted a second fair value gap. Let me add 3 MNQ to my position. Now I'm at 8. And then if we inverted the third one, I could say, am I feeling pretty confident now that maybe we can add another 5? That'll put us at 13 MNQ, you know, and then we can like almost add to our position and take profits as price moves up from our first position, right? And that's another option too of what I do sometimes, Slayer. So if as we continuously invert fair value gaps, I can continuously potentially add to my position. I'd rather start off with a small one, get that position in, potentially take profits, and then maybe add to my position as price continues to invert and move up. So that's sometimes what I do when there's multiple fair value gaps. Because if price were to invert all 3 of these fair value gaps, target external range liquidity and continue to the upside, that's pretty bullish. No new fair value gaps too for us, right? We might have a slight one here. We have a very small one here. All right, no fair value up here. Let's see. Almost tapped into that fair value gap down here. All right. It looks like it's just gonna. It's almost to our fair value gap. It's super close to our fair value gap. See what it says here, or it does here. It's almost. It's about to tap into that 1 hour fair value gap. Very close. It could be, but also Friday could be just consolidation, right? Because yesterday we had a holiday, we had FOMC on Wednesday, and it's Friday. Market closes today, right? And then it closes for the weekend. So this, I'm not super convinced, is just manipulation. It could just be consolidation going into the weekend, right? So like people are closing positions for the week that they might have had to open. People are, you know, getting ready for the weekend. And so like think of if you're big money, right? And the market closes today and you can't trade until Monday. You're going to close your positions to then reopen them on Monday. So think of this as like people potentially just closing their positions, which is causing sell side liquidity or buy side liquidity, whatever. And then they're getting ready for Monday, right? So that's why Friday I'm very like more conservative, because Friday doesn't always have a crazy move because everyone's getting ready for the weekend. They're not going to put in massive amounts of volume into the market going into the weekend beforehand, right? Because they're preparing for next week. So that's how you kind of got to think of it, right? Like, right, the big money makers are the ones that push the market down or up, and they're not going to, you know, do something crazy going into the weekend. But doesn't mean it still can't run a little bit, right? And that's why we're not shooting like, oh, we're going to hold all the way to these day highs. But I'm looking for like my little standard deviations, because that's most likely going to happen today if we get a trade. Like, I'm not expecting to get a runner today. That's what I'm probably, at this point, I'm not expecting to get a runner. Like, if I get a trade, I'm going to take full TP probably at 2R or 2 standard deviation. I'm not going to hold for 2.5. I'm just going to get 2 standard deviation and be fine, because we're probably not going to get a big move today. And if it ran further, it runs further. But I'm okay with just locking in, you know, the little bit of profit. Can. Shoulda, woulda. You should have went long and short. Why didn't you? Yeah, just catch perfect trades every time. I wish I could do that. All right, we almost tapped in that 1 hour fair value gap. Like, we were super close here on this 9 or 10-15 candle. I'm really hoping we can tap in and see how we react from there, because there's also within that fair value gap London high. So I'm hoping maybe we can tap into the fair value gap, tap into London high, and then see how price reacts and see if it gives us an entry opportunity. If not, if it doesn't, like within by like 8 a.m. my time, or like that'd be 11 a.m. New York's time, I'll stick around for a little bit longer, but I'm probably not going to try to catch something too late into the trading session, which means we might not get a trade today. Which is okay. You don't got to trade every day, right? There's over 200 trading days in a year, right? One trading day isn't going to kill you if you don't take a trade, because honestly, it's probably, if anything, going to save you from losing money instead of making more. I'm going to delete this fair value gap because it looks like it's going to invert that guy. And I really want to see what it does here. Yeah, not only do we have a 1 hour fair value gap, but we also got these double stacked 5-minute fair value gaps. So see how price reacts to those guys. And from this impulse move, we are in discount. So, right, we're about to tap into discount, hopefully then to be able to target external range liquidity. There we go. Okay, we tapped in the fair value gap, the hour fair value gap, and the 5 minutes. Are we gonna tap into the London high? Let's see if we tap the London high. I think we're pretty much, yeah, okay, there we go. We tapped London high. Now let's see how price kind of reacts here. It could just shoot through, right? It could shoot through. If it shoots through and really disrespects these fair value gaps and inverts them, probably means it's not looking good for longs here. But here's the hour time frame. Right, tapping into that fair value gap. And we do have like an hour unicorn here. So we got this bullish candle here, push up with the fair value gap, technical unicorn. It's tapping into that unicorn, but yeah, price on the hour looks like it might actually invert this thing on both of the fair value gaps. Oh yeah, it literally just inverted both of those fair value gaps. I'm gonna draw a big so this fair value gap got disrespected, and did this one? I think it inverted it. Yeah, it did. So it inverted both of those. This is either gonna shoot down, because it actually hasn't tapped into London low. So we might even hit the second fair value gap on the hour and London low and previous day low, and then catch that, which should actually be pretty solid, but we'll see. We'll see. This fair value gap we'd have to invert now, though, potentially could be a pretty big fair value gap to invert, but that's okay. We just stick to the model. Okay. I'd say if you're to trade on one, trade on the one that actually make you money. Because you're not going to catch a crazy trade today for your prop firms, you know? Yeah, you could. You could catch a crazy trade, but... Alright. It might take a while, though, to get this. You could bring your laptop with you. Yeah. I would do that when Kendra was going through her stuff. I'd bring my phone and stuff while we're waiting for the doctor and all that. All right, let's see. So potentially getting a setup. We'll see. I now at this point, since we've kind of shot through London high, I would really like to see us if we could tap into London low and previous day low and this hour fair value gap and see it like a reversal down there, that would be actually really good because that's untapped liquidity down here. London high has been tapped into before, right? Here in this move up, we tapped into London high and broke through it. We have not tapped into London low and previous day low. So, well, actually, that's not true. We did tap into previous day low on these moves, but we did not tap into London low. So there's a lot of liquidity down here that could help us with our trade. So maybe now the target's London low, and we're just essentially waiting for the market to set up our model. We're not going to force anything, just being patient. I'm gonna go make a quick coffee again because it's gonna take a little time, and I'd rather do it now as it's kind of setting up for us than when it's almost about to happen. So I'll be right back. Okay. You're good. You're good, Zachary. Yeah, turn on the camera. I'm gonna put you on my live stream. Yeah. All right, nice fair value gap formed there. Nice fair value gap, and now hopefully we can catch an inversion soon. And if this inversion could happen in the 1 hour fair value gap, that'd be sick. And bounce outside of that. So move this guy down a little lower. So let's see if we get something here. I just got so many screens to do this on. I got 3. I do my Hero effects on my laptop, not on my desktop. I think I'm gonna add it to my desktop now. I probably should do that. Yeah, I'm gonna download Trade Locker right now. Actually, add it to my. Oh my gosh. Makes me do a verification code. All right, download platforms. Oh. All right, let me get all this set up. What is this? Allow, whatever. There we go. Okay. Let me get this sign in. Count. Okay. Log out on this guy. Oh, whoops. That's why. I'm in a demo, not a live account. There we go. Whoops. All right, there we go. Now I got Trade Locker on my desktop. That'll make it way easier. Hey, watch your mouth. I love Trade Locker. I think it's the best platform ever made. It's getting set up potentially. Why does it keep doing this currency? I don't want LTC. I want Nasdaq 100 mini. Yes. All right, let's see. Might be a trade right here in this next 5 minutes. We'll see. See if we get it set up. We tapped in the 200 EMA, tapped in this 1 hour fair value gap, tapped in London high. Can we get an inversion? Can we get something? Anything at this point. Anything. Oh. We can close down the laptop. Boom. Okay. Oh. Oh, my coffee. Oh. All right. Let's see if we get it. Whoa. Oh, it's coming. It's inverting. Oh my gosh. That was wild, Natalie. Yeah, why didn't you? You're actually an idiot for not selling up there, Zachary. Yeah, it actually is, potentially. It might actually invert this fair value up right here. I'm gonna get this by maybe a minute and a half. Or you could also have like 7 minutes if it takes longer. Plus down there. Yeah, no, it might not. We'll see. In the next 40 seconds, it could jump up, but we'll see. It might take another 5 minutes. And then TP would be, I'm going to just go for 2. So it'd make like $600 today. Not bad. Not bad. I don't even think you'd make that much. You'd probably make the same. Yeah. Yeah, it did invert. It'd probably do it in this candle. Maybe. And now, if it inverted like that, we're only making like $400. Very, very small day today, but that's okay. Hey, P is P. Profit is profit. Yeah, now it's bouncing off of the fair value up. So maybe it's not. It might not invert it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright, looks like it's not gonna invert that guy unless it does something crazy here. And it did like an inversion like that. That'd be kind of crazy. Hi. Yeah, you like it? It's because I'm the coolest uncle ever who caught a snake. No, I don't kill those ones. It's not a rattlesnake. I chased one of my leaders with it. It was funny. Slayer says, do you usually wait for the candle to close or not? You have to wait for the candle to close, Slayer. That's one of the biggest rules. You have to wait for the candle to close. If you don't wait for the candle to close, you'll get like what just happened here. Well, you enter early and then it literally could flip on you, right? So it's very important. If you're doing the ILM strategy, you have to wait for the candle to close on the inversion, not take it too early. Yeah, that's probably actually one of the most important rules of the strategy is waiting for candle closure before you enter. All right, so we tapped into that second hour fair value gap. So I'm gonna delete this guy for now. And we tapped into that lower hour fair value gap and almost into previous day low and London low. So I'm actually kind of excited that we just tapped into these. I would like it to hit London low and previous day low and then see what kind of reaction we get off of that. But see how price is kind of reacting once it hit this internal range liquidity and also time-based liquidity. So see what we get here. I want to see something like this. Like, look at this. At 5 a.m. this morning, tapped into previous day low, creating the London low, inverse a fair value gap. You enter on the inversion, stop loss down here, and then boom, just goes. Right? That's what I'm kind of hoping here that would happen. Essentially, you're getting it almost looks very similar to what it did this morning, right? Push up, big reversal into liquidity, then hopefully reversal from there, right? Push up, reversal into liquidity, previous day low, pushes up from there. So that's what I'm hoping we get that set up. Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay, come on. I really would like to see price tap into these two previous day low and London low. Come on, tap it. Tap it. Tap it. There we go. We tapped in the London low and previous day low. Now let's see if we get it. Yep. It's setting us up. It's setting us up for potentially a decent trade, but it's just, yeah. Patience. Patience. Patience, Natalie. Neither are you. You should have literally shorted. Zachary went to that summer school. Zachary just wants to put money on the line. No, dude, no. That's what you're not supposed to do. And then it's going to give you a spanking and take all your money. Well, you guys are probably hearing on stream, you're like, what the heck is he talking about? people on stream can't hear you. People on stream can't hear you, but they can hear me. So they're probably like, what is he saying? That's a fat line. That'll, yeah, good boy. Oh, all right. It's almost 8 a.m. our time. Market's open for another 4 hours. We'll see. Still gonna be patient. Still see if we can get one trade in. But we tapped into those liquidity zones, so it could be a solid setup. Could be. Now, the thing that's making me excited about this trade is that we tapped in that time-based liquidity. And an untapped time-based liquidity. Because before, London high had been tapped into before, where London low had never been touched. So if we can invert from here, that'd be pretty solid. What time is it? 7:50. Let's see the current hour. Yeah, so from this displacement, so go from here to here. We're in discount on this hour time frame. So if we can invert from here and reverse, potentially attack external range liquidity, we'll see. All right, fair value gap's locked in. Might get a second fair value gap here too, and that'd be nice if we can get a fair value gap like right close to the bottom there and get a tight entry. And you also have on the 5-minute. Oh, this thing might rocket down actually. We might not get a trade. There's this big massive 5-minute fair value gap, so we'll see. Price looks like it might tap into that. But yeah, okay, this could just just shoot down. Yeah, it looks like that short actually would have worked out on that inversion up in the top. It's a fair value outside the market open the session. Yeah. Let's see. If we would have taken that one, you would have gotten a candle entry on this guy. And boom. No, you wouldn't have made that much. Like $600. Maybe. Okay, price on Nasdaq. tapped in that massive 5-minute fair value gap. So let's see what we get here. And might have it might have just created a fair value gap here for us to take note of. See if we get this fair value gap 2 here, and if we can invert that guy. There we go. There we go. I'm liking this. Liking it so far. Let's see. Oh, it's 30 other people. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'll message back. Okay. You say gold? Oh, Sol, yeah, yeah. Solana's my favorite. That's funny. Nasdaq. No, this is just day trading. So like we're trading indices, I think is what this is. What is Nasdaq? Nasdaq is Nasdaq and indice. Yeah. So I trade. Nasdaq is considered an index or like an indice trading. So yeah. Same thing. Actually, he's not. He's not down 800. No, aren't you up 500 in every account? Or 600? Oh, on the week. No, but you're up like $600 in every account, so that's $3,500. Rub it in his face, you idiot. Yeah, you just have to use your resets. You could do that if you wanted. Hacker's like, patience? No, I do not have that. Yeah, you could have. You could have. And then when we get this trade set up on this open or the current market inversion, it should be very quickly too. It's just gotta be patient, Padawan. Patient. It's 8. It's not even 10. It's 7:58. This is like 2 hours. No, not even 2 hours. Oh yeah, I guess 2 hours. Someone's grumpy. Let's see. I move by it. Okay. That's 7,000 accounts. He's gonna be screaming. He's like, why is there not a fair value gap? I want you to do that. If we get a dub this morning, I want you to yell in the doctor's office, bang, 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 like and snap your laptop. Uh-huh. Yeah. Alright, there we go. Ooh, that was a little sassy. Oh. She said answer me. All right. My brother's gonna be pissed because we might not get a trade today. The cop's looking at you. He's watching you. He's gonna pull you over now. We might actually go all the way to Asia low. Holy smokes. Inversion. I'm so mad. Oh my. Wait, did something happen in the news? Let's see, did something happen with the war? Wasn't there something supposed to happen today? Oh, SpaceX Starship 36 explodes during static fire test. Oh my gosh. That's a massive explosion. Holy smokes. That's probably not very good for SpaceX. Look at this. Oh my. Let's rewind that. Let's do it again. It's chilling. Look at this explosion. Oh my gosh. Holy smokes. Look at that. Yeah, it might come soon. We'll see. Alright. Alright. See you guys. Have a good appointment. Sounds good.
Yeah, probably.
Bye.
I mean, even the other day when they...
Oh my gosh, that's a massive explosion. I thought something was supposed to happen in the war today. We'll see. Looks like we might... There we go, I'm off the call now. It looks like we might be getting... It's starting to consolidate a little bit here. See if we can come and invert this fair value gap. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna be patient. Keep waiting on it. We're still kind of early in the market. We're not too late. 9 a.m. my time would be about lunchtime in New York. So by then, if we don't have something by 9 a.m., might be done by 9 a.m. But we'll see. I might hang around. Last time I got off early, there literally was a trade set up right after, and I think it would have hit. But again, I'm not trying to force a trade today. It's a Friday. Fridays aren't the greatest for trading. Like, literally was looking very bullish. Boom. Went all the way down, broke below these lows. We did have an inversion here, but this fair value gap was outside of our New York trading session. And what I found is when it inverts fair value gaps outside of the current session, it's not as powerful as when I wait for an inversion within the session. So for me, that's why I didn't take this inversion here, though I could have. I would have rather waited for a fair value gap that has been formed within the New York session to be inverted, because I think would be tends to be a more powerful probability when you take that trade for a win. So, but it's kind of a bummer because this trade actually would have been amazing. But I really didn't think we'd go this low this morning. to London low and London high, but price wanted to target these lows and even further to this fair value gap. So we'll see what happens. If we can get an inversion here, we've tapped into this big 5-minute fair value gap. We've tapped into the hour fair value gap. And if we can invert here at the London low, then maybe we can target, you know, back to this external range liquidity, and maybe even, oh no, Asia highs are over here. We couldn't, but yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be targeting too high. I'd just be targeting my normal standard deviations. Because I don't think we're at this point on Friday. I don't think we'd be targeting all this external range liquidity. I think this is something for next week to target, not this week. Because we got day highs, we got weekly highs, we got monthly highs over here, and it looks like probably next week is we'll be targeting a lot of this external range liquidity. So dependent on if nothing happens in the war, because the war could send this thing. The war, if you go to the daytime frame, right, this thing with the war could, you know, target all these lows down here, maybe even back down to the EMA or something. But the war could have a big effect if something escalates, or, you know, whatever comes from next week. I can't predict the future, right? So we can maybe get a change in state of delivery, maybe break above this candle high or this candle high, then invert. That'd be cool. This is the name of the game when it comes to trading. It's not as exciting as a lot of people think it is, right? But if you're willing to be patient, it pays off very nicely. But there we go. Starting to break above some of the highs, but this candle's still low. 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So this candle's got a lot of time underneath the belt to go. Oh. I'll have to text my brother if we start to get an inversion here. Looks like price is pushing up to that fair value gap, so see if it'll do this, right? Like where it taps into the fair value gap and respects it, or is it going to finally give us an inversion? Let's see what he said. One thing I would love to create is an indicator that basically, like, say if you wanted to get the alert on your phone, like in TradingView, creating an indicator that is based on my strategy. So once price hits a liquidity area and it inverts, you get an indicator that price has done something, or just I guess an inverse liquidity or an inverse fair value gap indicator. I just don't know how to create those indicators. I got to figure out how to do that, but I would love to create that for my community of, like, basically putting my strategy into an indicator. So one, if I wanted to do it in the morning, I just wait for it to do that and then indicate for me, and then two, the community can, you know, take advantage of it. This is looking good right now. We're getting a little bit of change in state of delivery, right? We're breaking some of the highs. If we can get a candle closure that breaks, you know, these two highs here, maybe even making a 5-minute fair value gap to the upside, you know, that would create a unicorn with this guy here, and then a fair value gap here that would create a little bit of a unicorn inside of a 1 hour fair value gap. Another powerful thing. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. Dude, my brother wants me in a trade so bad. He's like fiending to be in a trade right now. All right, I'm gonna start getting some things set up just in case if it starts to come, so we can quickly just set everything up. Stop losses would be at the low that it formed here. Let's get our fib. Please say, oh my gosh, I gotta reset the entire settings on this thing. Kidding me? That sucks. All right, let me reset these settings real quick. My trade locker didn't hold my settings. Okay. 0.618. If you guys want my settings, I'm showing them right now. So if you want the settings of my fib, it's on the screen. 0.786. That's the bright red. 0.702. Dark red. Real 1.5. 2.5. All right, and uncheck all of these guys. Extend lines right, no trend line, no background, reverse that thing, no prices, levels, or values, right, middle. All right, perfect. It's set up now. And all right, let me text him. So we might get an inversion here. It'd be a pretty small scalp here. We'll see how it plays out, but nothing too. It wouldn't be a very big trade. Depending on how big this candle is, will be depending on how wide our target is. But we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. But this candle could invert here. That'd be nice if we let me scroll out a little bit and let me grab this guy. And then grab this guy. I would really like it if it created a fair value gap here, because then we got a unicorn. Okay, we got a unicorn. We got a fair value gap, breaker block, manipulation candle here, and then a nice little unicorn, which is a good confluence within our trade if we get an inversion. But looks like we're gonna get something here. We gotta wait about 2 minutes and 51 seconds, but I'm gonna buy limits. We're gonna do 8 on this trade because it looks like. Let me see how much I'm risking on that. I might do less. If I put it here, ooh, 976. Let me lower that risk. I'm gonna do 5. All right, that's a little better. It actually probably be a little more too. Yeah. I might go a little tighter too. Put my stop loss up to this fair value gap. Yeah, I might go a little tighter. Oh, why did he try to call me? Oh. He wants to hop in the Google Meet. Alright. Join now. And then admit. There we go. Alright. You in the Google Meet? There you go. Oh no. That sucks. It probably goes to people who really need it. Not like the average minutes. Alright, so we got an inversion. Now we just gotta see if this candle closes. Yeah? Oh, nice. That's awesome. You can hear me? Oh my. You're awesome. I'm losing service from you a little bit. You're breaking up a little bit. I can't hear you. I can hear you, but it's very, very, very choppy. All right, looks like in the next 20 seconds, we're getting that inversion. Going to be entering a trade. Let's see if we get it. 10 seconds. Might look like we need to put our entry a little lower. 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right, trades in. See if we get an entry. All right.
Order filled.
Okay. Okay. We're in the position. I'm gonna be a little aggressive with this position. We in. Come on. Okay. We're in our positions across everything. Which one? Fine. No, I only bought 5 contracts. How much did you buy? Yeah, that's why I'm only doing 5. Are you on Trade Locker? We want a sell limit. We're gonna do a sell limit up here, and we're gonna do this one's gonna be 3. What happened? What? What platform? Huh. Uh-huh. Oh, it sucks. Alright, let's see. Alright, looks like they all opened up on right? Yeah, looks like we're all open on the. Okay, let's see how this goes. I'm doing a partial TP at the 2.5, and I'm gonna be aggressive with my stops to see if we can catch a runner back to the kind of the high of that 5 minute, but I don't know if we'll actually get that. Yeah, that's frustrating. Yeah. I think it was really funny when you're upset and Blakely's like, if you're happy, you know, clap your hands. She's like, let's be happy. Oh my. Oh my, I was dying. All right, let's see. Let's see, it looks like prices, oh wait. I just realized element here. Okay. If we can get a change in state of delivery and break above these of the high that inverted the candle, I'll move my stop loss up to that 5 minute fair value gap on the 11:10 a.m. candle. Did you make $800? You made $800 on accident? If you go to your account summary on TradingView, it'll tell you how much you made or lost. Oh yeah, you could go there too. TradeSyncer though might not be accurate. The best place to go is TradeEvade. TradeEvade will tell you the most accurate number. That's okay. That's actually not. You got lucky on that. Yeah, because only one account lost money. All right, let's see how this all plays out. Could you enable them all? Okay. You just gotta like, you just gotta get in the rhythm of. That's why I get up at 6 on it, because I check everything. I check my TradeSyncer. I check all of it to make sure it's working before I get to the chart, and then I know everything's good. Oh, I think we disconnected a little bit. You're in on that one? You probably don't have a stop loss set. Okay, so how you add that, Zachary, is like where you entered on Hero FX, click on the entry point, and then you can edit the position and then just add a stop loss and take profit. So just turn on stop loss and take profit and then drag them to where you want them to be. Yeah. You want me to have a cake pop? You're gonna give me your cake pop? Oh. All right, let's set on my Hero FX account. We're just gonna set TP kind of high. Just leave it up there, and then we're just gonna trail stops as it goes up and see how far we go. Because I don't think on Trade Locker I can do partial TPs, to my knowledge. So I'm just gonna let it trail up. As we get displacement to the upside, just keep trailing that. So still waiting for that change in state of delivery on the 5-minute here. Once we get that, I'll move my stop loss up to the fair value gap and then just keep trailing it. Kind of like what we did on Wednesday. Same exact thing. Trail stops as we're in. There we go. Little break of the highs there. It's looking good. No, you can max. The other option, if you want to do more, is you go to NQ. Because if you did 15 on NQ, that's a lot of money. I think you would have been, if you do 15 on NQ, you're like risking 30 grand, I think. Okay. Looks like stops are going to be able to be moved up. Maybe we'll see. We got 2.5 minutes left. Our first TP is at 2.5 standard deviations. And yeah. Okay. If the candle closes just like how it is now, where it's above this wick high here, above our one line, we'll move stops to the bottom of this fair value candle at 11:10 a.m. But it looks like this is going to be a winner, right? And that's why I wanted to wait for time-based liquidity and an inversion on our current session fair value gap, right? So that's why it's important to wait for those things to get tapped and have that patience, because usually if you can have that patience, it'll pay off. And one thing we can do, say if we hit our TP, sell off half our position, or it's a little more than half. We're selling 3 contracts. We have 5 out. Say if it hits our TP, inverts this second fair value gap, I can think about, hey, do I want to add maybe 5 more, set up another standard deviation, and take another TP at that 2.5, or maybe I'd probably go 2 instead of 2.5, take another half TP. So that'd be like a 4 contract. And you kind of can just then scale in and kind of take a couple different trades there as price moves up, right? So might be something we can do on this if we invert this second one here. Nice thing is we'd at least lock in some profits. And so yeah, I'd be pretty happy. Maybe I just do like 2 I can add in, but nice. Yeah. Hey, you're still green though. That's good. Especially after that stupid mistake. All right, looks like in the next 15 seconds, with this closes just like the way it looks, I'm gonna move my stops up to the fair value gap. Should be fine now. Should be really good. Price came in here on this candle, tapped in the fair value gap, respected it clearly, and is pushing up even higher. So I'm liking this momentum on the 5-minute. Yep. All right, I'm gonna move stops up. Across all my stop loss is at the 11:10 a.m. body of the candle. Nope, bottom of the body, because there's a fair value gap there. Yep. Yeah. Well, I'm just waiting for, I'm hoping this 11:30 a.m. candle does a fair value gap, and I'll move my candle or my stop loss up to that. So just basically I'll just move my stops to every new fair value gap as we kind of go up, because we should hit TP semi quick here. If it is actually kind of reversing here, it could be in the next like 2 to 3 candles we hit TP, and then we just trail it, maybe even in this candle. Yeah, it sucks. That does suck. So that's why I get up at 6, so I can check every single thing to make sure they're all working properly. Like, I don't get up at 6 just to like, you know, sit there and like hang out. I check everything. I check every single software I have. I make sure everything's good. So then at 6:30, I know everything's gonna work. So as you get in that habit, when we do that 6 a.m., you check everything. Because mine this morning too at 6 a.m., my TradeSyncer was kind of off. Like only one account, or one of my 20 accounts were synced and the other 25 weren't. So I had to fix that. Nice. $81? Oh shoot, I'm up 26, 28 on that one. Oh, I did a half a lot. Yeah. Nothing. Yeah. I'll get you on, when we do the Apex, I'll get you on the bigger account so you can like yeah. Yeah. We'll be up after this trade. We'll be up almost $100 in that account, so kind of nice. Yeah. Yeah. That sucks. If this candle makes a fair value gap, I'll be moving my stop loss to the wick of the 11:30 a.m. candle. And then we'll be almost a break even. Like there'll be pretty much nothing getting risked on the table. Like maybe $100, probably less. That'd be sick, dude. I mean, if this can target the high, like where it reversed, if we can target that, you would probably make that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So TP should get smashed for some reason. Okay, so on my Hero FX, we're actually hitting my TP, but on the Nasdaq on TradingView, the NQ, like MNQ, it hasn't hit it yet, but NAS 100, it did hit my TP. But I haven't taken anything off because I can't do partial TPs on that account. All right, my Hero FX account is at break even, and I'm moving my stops now to the 11:30 a.m. wick candle, and TP should get smacked soon. And we're only risking $65 now on the account, so we're pretty much to break even. Once we hit TP, I'll move my stop loss to entry, and then see if we can scale. Actually, I'll leave it where it's at. Actually, I won't move it to break even. I'll just be trailing these fair value gaps. So hopefully we can tap TP here and then leave that fair value gap on the 11:35 a.m. candle, and I move my stop loss to the wick of that 5-minute candle. But weird how NAS 100 hit the TP, but MNQ didn't. Because they're slightly different charts, because MNQ is futures contract, where the NAS 100 is like just, it doesn't have the, I don't know, it doesn't have the futures or something. I don't know why it's different, but the charts are slightly different, but do the same thing. I have a full TP on this one. I'm liking this. I'm just kind of hoping we don't I hope price can disrespect this fair value up here. That's what I'm really hoping. I would like to see an inversion on this. That bearish fair value gap that's right next to us. See if we get a fair value up here. It might not give us one. Kind of suck, because I was hoping to move my stop loss up to that. There we go. Looks like we are getting a little fair value gap there. Minute and 53 seconds left. Let's see if it can invert in this candle. Can it invert that fair value gap and tap our TP? That'd be huge. Be huge. And if we invert this current fair value gap, I might add to my position another 5. And then I'll set up my TP again on that standard deviation, shoot for 2 on that one, and then see if I can take another half TP. So it'd be a take 4 off the table on that next one, and just rinse and repeat. All right, 30 seconds. If we get that fair value gap, I'm moving stops. I think it's gonna hit TP right about now, or in the next one maybe. Ten seconds. There we go. Might hit TP. Let's see. 4. It's getting close. All right, moving stops up to that wick. Bottom of the 11:35 a.m. candle. The wick. All these up. There we go. And now we've locked in profits. Locked in about $300 in profits. We're like $295 in profits for me. You probably locked in like what, $1,000? Yeah, I only do it off my top step because my top step gives me the dollar amount, so I kind of estimate it. It's around 300. So for you, it's probably like 800. Oh, actually might be more than that. Might be 1,000. All right, so now what I'm hoping doesn't happen. I'm hoping we don't invert this bullish fair value gap. If anything, I hope we tap in, respect it, and then flip to our TP. As we still have not hit our TP yet. We're being a little aggressive with our stop losses, just because that was a pretty big push to the downside. So, but the ultimate higher time frame trend is bullish, so hopefully we can catch a little bit of a runner today. I hope we can invert this next one and target external range liquidity to the above us. But all right, it's in that fair value gap. Let's hope it holds and doesn't tap us out, because it could wick us out here, which would suck, but profit's profit. $300 on the day, better than no dollars on the day. So it looks like that price might be inverting that. It's still got 3 minutes on this candle, so it's got a lot of time. Yeah, we might get stopped out here. Dang, it just missed TP too. We barely missed our TP on that one. Kind of a bummer. But it's not over yet. We're not out yet. There we go. That's kind of like what I wanted to see it do. Respect that fair value gap. Beautiful. Beautiful. Can you hit our TP for me? All right, minute and a half left here on this candle. Last minute is kind of where you see what is the candle going to actually do. So really, I don't really kind of get a good understanding of what this candle is going to close until last minute. So hopefully this last minute we see it start to push up and wick off this fair value gap here. Because it doesn't matter if the wick goes through the fair value gap, as long as the body closes outside of it, you're good. That's just showing it respected and grab some internal range liquidity. Yeah, it's looking all right. Last minute. Let's see what it does here. I love it if this candle turned white. If it goes up to a bullish color, I think it will tap our TP. I'm just taking a partial TP at 2.5. I'm closing half the position. Yeah, so it looks like we're going to get a respect to this fair value gap. So my guess is maybe next candle we get TP smacked. Let's go. Dub on a Friday. What a great way to end the week. Hopefully, I think I might still be partially red for the week, though, even after this trade. We'll see. But hey, we're pretty much, it'd be about break even for the week. We wouldn't be like a ton in profit for the week, but oh, let's see. It's gonna tap that for value up again. Come on, respect it. Ooh. Let's see, is it gonna tap our fair value? If it breaks below that wick, it's probably gonna tap us out. But if it can hold that wick, ooh, broke below, we might get stopped out here. Yeah. Let's see. Come on. Hold that fair value gap. Hold that fair value. Oh, it's so close. Come on. Hold it. Hold it. It's close. None of mine have gotten tapped out yet. I'm like at 28.90. Oh, I didn't. Oh my gosh, how did that not tap out? Oh, there we go. Now I'm tapped out.
Order filled.
Yeah, tapped out. Hey, Green Day, one and done. There we go, one and done. Let's see, all these, all right, all the trade sinkers are closed out. Green Day, we're still red for, all right, see you later. Bye. Still Green Day, small Green Day. We are red for the week, but Green Day is a Green Day. So, I'm happy with it. We're down about, I'd say like a little less than probably like a half an hour for the week. So not too bad. Next week should probably make up for it, but bummed that we couldn't get like a runner this morning. That would have been kind of nice if we could have targeted, you know, these highs up here, this internal range liquidity. It could still do that, but I'd rather lock in gains than try to catch a bigger move, you know. We might get an inversion here to the downside, but honestly, it's Friday for me. I'd rather just do one and done, get your dub, get out of the market, and then we'll come back on Monday. So I'm not too, I don't want to sit here and try to keep scalping on a Friday, because Fridays just tend to not be the greatest trading opportunities here. So I'm gonna call it for the day on that note. Happy to close out today green. Let's see how some of these crypto charts are looking on our bigger time frames. So day time frame, honestly, Bitcoin is not looking great. I needed to hold this kind of manipulation block. I have my stops now up to this wick here. It was down here at this low. I've moved my stops up just because I think if we break this low and we go down below here, we could target, you know, maybe this manipulation down here, maybe a fair value gap down here. So I'd rather put stops tight. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out, and then reassess and get set up for if we go down a little bit lower and then catch that long to the downside. See Ethereum, how's Ethereum looking? They're all looking pretty similar, right? Like stops are pretty much at the same spot across all of them at that wick there. I need Ethereum to kind of hold these lows and ideally eventually invert this fair value gap. That'd be great. That'd be really nice for a price to do that. But what it's kind of looking like, right? It was looking very bullish on Ethereum, breaking structure to the upside, creating displacement. Then the war came along, ruined all that momentum. Price came, tapped into this fair value gap, respecting it. And so honestly, it's not looking great for the Ethereum position. Ethereum potentially could go lower, but we got our stop loss. We're letting it play out. Okay. We're going to let it play out. We're going to let it see what it does. And then XRP again, looks the same as a Bitcoin and Ethereum, looking great, breaking structure, displacing. Then the war came along, kind of wrecked that whole setup that we had. Stops have moved up to this wick. Stops before were at this low over here. Stops are now at this wick here. So hopefully price can hold. If not, if it starts to break below here, we could potentially see price to go lower. Like say if we go to 3-day time frame, right? We could target this fair value gap again, this big fair value gap, so on and so forth. So we're watching it, feeling good. Wow, I'm glad we closed. Look at that big candle that just came through, inverted 2 fair value gaps. I wonder if this trade would work out. I'm not going to take it, but I kind of like to set it up and just see, would this work out? It probably would actually, because you're kind of going along with the trend on the 5-minute. And even the 1 hour, yeah, even the 1 hour track external range liquidity, yeah, actually could work. You wouldn't have gotten tapped in though, probably. Yeah, looks like it would have just missed you, just missed us getting tapped in. So we'll see. I'm gonna set this up, see if it would have worked out and played out. But yeah. That's it for Friday. I'm going to call it today for the stream. I'm hoping tomorrow is going to be a better day. I hope tomorrow we get some better, or not tomorrow, sorry, Monday. I'm hoping Monday we get some better trading conditions. Let me show you my Hero FX account. Let's see, what do we make today? So on our Hero FX account, close positions. So today we made $16.56, and across the entire account we're up $49.32. So that's the nice thing with Hero FX. You can actually pull out that money immediately. So like right now, if I wanted to pull out this profit, I can pull it out. So again, if you want to try Hero FX out, you can get an account as cheap as $50 and you get immediate payouts. It acts as a prop firm. You can trade Nasdaq and many other stocks and cryptocurrencies. So yeah, I'd recommend going in and checking out Hero FX. It's right now, it's actually one of my favorite prop firms because you don't have to eval and you get immediate payouts, and it's crypto friendly. And I'm a huge crypto fan. I'm a huge fan of crypto. So I'm liking it. My goal is to grow this account. It's a $10,000 account. So I bought it for $1,000. My goal is to grow it to $1,000 in profit. Then I'll start doubling my risk. So right now, a low risk like what we did today, we're risking about $30. A full R risk would be about $100. So if we get $1,000 in the account, we're going to risk about $200, and then a low risk would be about $60, and then it's somewhere in between there. So yeah, I like it. Go check it out. Go check out Hero FX. We also got BLOFIN and WEEX. Highly recommend those ones if you're looking for futures trading crypto. If you don't want to use something like Hero FX, yeah, we got a lot of different partnerships, and I'm super grateful for them. But yeah, Hero FX looking solid. I wish I can I do this balance, order history, alerts, trades, balance. How do I make this bigger? Yeah, you can see right there. We've only taken 2 trades on this account. I wish I could kind of, is there another way to kind of get a better view of the account? Yeah, it looks like this trade actually would have smacked. Let's see. Look at that. Oh, you would never have gotten tapped in though. Look at that. Our entry would have been this red line. It would have ran without us. Yeah, looks good. Inverse liquidity model. It works very well. Very, very well. Leave. All right, let's close it down. Okay, I'm gonna close down stream. Again, thank you guys everyone for hanging out with me, all 50 of you. I'm gonna go hit the driving range, enjoy my Friday, and then do some work later. But yeah, go enjoy your day. If you traded today, if you got a dub, take that dub, walk away, and go enjoy the rest of your day because it's Friday. All right, everyone. I'll see you guys Monday is the next stream. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you Monday.